Hey guys! So today you will be watching the notes from my YouTube video right here, filmed in your very own classroom. Pretty cool. So today, get your notes out. What we're going to be going here to watch is on Intro to Oceanography notes, and that should be on the first page. It's usually a pretty quick one, not that many, so get that out. Take a look at the objective, what we're trying to get done today. While I get my PowerPoint up, if I can. There we go. Oh, no, that took forever. All right, so starting off with continental margins. Starting off, you got to know just what oceanography is. We've talked about oceanography at the beginning of our class. We refer to it as one of the main studies that we look at in earth and environmental science. So it looks at all aspects of our ocean, and you're going to find out that it draws on geology, chemistry, physics, and biology all together. Now, when we study oceanography, we have to learn about the water beneath us, what's in that water, how deep it is, what lives in it, all that different information. One way to do that is by sonar. Sonar stands for sound navigation and ranging. And the way it works is they transmit sound waves down to the bottom of the ocean. Now, we know that waves travel sound with light. So what ends up happening is they bounce it off the bottom of the ocean floor. It bounces back, and they're able to determine the depth by the speed of sound. Now, we know the speed of sound is about 1,500 meters per second in water, so we're able to determine how deep that water is. Now, once we find out the depth readings, we use that information to create topographic maps of the ocean floor and show us what it looks like. So we've already built maps like these. If you use Google Earth, you can definitely see them. Now, this is an image of from Google Earth that's off of the coast of North Carolina. So what you're seeing right here is a division of the ocean floor. We have two main areas, the continental margin, which would be this area, all this lighter blue. All right, that's all continental margin. And then you have your ocean basin, which is all out here. Your dark blue area, all of that is your ocean basin. So your continental margin is technically still continental crust. Your ocean basin is the transition point. You've moved over into oceanic crust. Well, let's get into a little bit depth about this. So your continental margin is very shallow. It's still, like I said, continental crust. Now, it's not the shoreline. Do not think of your continental margin as the shoreline, because it extends quite a bit from the shoreline. So it is the dividing line between continental and oceanic crust. It's usually a slow transition, as you can see from this image. Transitions slowly and gradually from continental to oceanic. Three features that we want to notice on the continental margin. First thing is the continental shelf. So this is this flat part up here is all continental shelf. This is the first part of the ocean. You're on the continental shelf when you're swimming at the beach. That part is included. Now, if you remember we said that your continental margin gradually becomes ocean crust. So that gradual part is mainly this continental slope, all right here. So your slope is a just like it says, a slope, an incline, where marking that area between the boundaries of the crust. It's usually pretty steep. And after that, you reach the continental rise right here, where the steepness gentles out. So it's a more of a gradual incline back to oceanic crust. So here's a Google image from Google Earth, and it's of the entire United States, kind of showing you your areas of continental and oceanic crusts. Your lighter color blues are still continental, and you can definitely see that drop off the continental slope on the right edge where it's transitioning down to an oceanic crust all along this edge. Now, when we're talking about our ocean basin, it is made of oceanic crust. It's beyond the continental rise, and there are three features that we want to know about. The first one is the mid-ocean ridge. Now, we've already learned about the mid-ocean ridge when we were looking at plate basins. You have underwater mountains that usually form around here, and that's where your youngest crust is, your youngest oceanic crust. It's also where your seafloor spreading is occurring, right here along your mid-ocean ridge. So this is an image of the mid-Atlantic ridge, which is a divergent boundary. We've referred to it several times. You can see it cutting through this middle portion right here. So this side's headed this way, and this side headed this way. Our second thing we want to notice on the ocean basin is our abyssal plains. These are very flat features, extremely flat features. And what happens over time, we know that water and streams and rivers are going to end up in the ocean. So in turn, that sediment will end up in the ocean. Eventually, as that water slows down, it begins to sink to the bottom. And your abyssal plains usually find the majority of that sediment settling on them. Very flat areas. That's the abyssal plain. First one's wrong. My bad. All right, third thing we want to look at are our trenches. This is another thing we've already talked about. Convergent boundaries, one plate subducting beneath the other. I can ask you which crust subducts, and you better all have answered oceanic, because you know that, right? All oceanic. Right. So this first one is a oceanic converging with continental. This one is oceanic converging with oceanic, forming Japan. Now this last one, I just wanted to talk about a specific trench that is one of the deepest trenches in the world, the Mariana Trench. And it is so deep that if you put Mount Everest with its base at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, it would still be over 2,000 meters underwater. That's ridiculous and scary. So what people have actually gone down into the Mariana Trench into submersibles, just kind of explore, and they're still doing that, trying to figure out what's down there. Pretty cool job to have. All right. Well, I told you that these notes were short, and they are very short. So go ahead and grab your next notes, which is on the next side. Should be right there on the same page. Really short. one. We're into our next notes, which is a diversity of ocean life. All right, so just go from this video, click on the next YouTube video. That'd be really cool if I was technological savvy enough to do like, click here for the next video. We'll see if it happens. Bye.